Alright guys, welcome back to Hollow Ridge Outdoors. Today we're going to show you, if you look in the background, how to build one of these. Probably going to have some helpers along the way. We're just here in the driveway, so you're probably going to hear some dogs barking, kids playing, and everything else. But we wanted to show you kind of how to build this setup, which is going up to Ohio, as well as this one. So we're looking forward to it.
Yep, we got all the materials here. We built this one kind of as a test example, and then we're going to show you guys the process going through here. Of course, you're going to need a 55-gallon drum. You can use a 30. We wanted to go with the 50 because we're going to be putting these in Ohio, and we won't be able to go back up and regularly stock up our corn. So we want to be able to put as much into these things as we can. You can use PVC for the actual feeder itself, but we just went ahead and went with the Game Winner and the Wild Game Innovations funnel. The reason we did that was, once again, this thing's going to be in Ohio, so we want to make sure that it works. We could have probably made one out of PVC if we were keeping this at the house and we could check on it regularly, but we didn't want any malfunctions, so we went ahead and bought this. With that being said, you're going to have conduit. 1.5-inch conduit is what we used as the legs. And we've got a conduit bender back here, how we kind of kick them off. Most of this stuff, you can tweak it to your own liking how you want, but these are the main components that you're going to have. Doing it this way, you're still going to spend some money on these things, but you're going to save as opposed to just buying one already made. We were looking at a couple online. By the time you pay for a fully assembled 350-pound feeder, you're looking at spending, upwards of, $200-300 plus $100 shipping to get it delivered to you. So we're coming out right at about $120, I think, a piece. One of these is mine, one of these is Heath's. So we'll just kind of go through this throughout the day, show you guys each individual part. We'll do some time lapses and stuff for you, but yeah, we'll hit the highlights. Other than the conduit, you might have to buy some hardware. Most of this comes with its own hardware. The funnel, we bought a few extra bolts for it, and we bought all the bolts and nuts and washers and stuff for the legs to attach them to the barrel itself. But other than that, we'll link all this stuff. You can just about get all this on Amazon, or if you're like us, we went to our local academy and bought these two pieces, Rural King, and got the barrel itself, and then Lowe's for the conduit. So you can get this stuff probably pretty close to where you're at, but if for whatever reason you just don't want to go out looking for it, Amazon, we'll try to leave some links down below for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, so we got the hole laid out here for this funnel. This is a 55-gallon feeder funnel, and what it basically does, you set this down inside your barrel. Of course, all the corn where it's sloped goes down, so you're not losing any corn that way. Versus if they do have like what they call a feeder adapter, it's just a flat, and it doesn't work near as well. So we went with this option. We got this laid out. Barrel, of course, this particular barrel itself, as you've seen there, measures 23 inches, so we've got an 11.5-inch mark, and we're going to use a 2-inch hole saw. Actually, this is a 2.5-inch hole saw to drill out to accommodate for a feeder funnel. So. All right, so now we're actually going to get the, this is a Game Winner Universal Gravity Feeder Tube, and works out really well. What we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of unbox it here, show you exactly what you can see the finished product here behind me. But get all this unboxed here, and it comes with pretty easy to install instructions. So we'll get this thing fully assembled once I get everything out. It's got a top, a middle, and a bottom section on the tubes. Like Justin said, we kind of went this route just for the simple fact of we're almost 300 miles away from the house, so it's not like we can just run up there and make sure this thing's working properly versus 5-10 miles from a house on one of our other properties. But like I said, it comes with easy to install instructions. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we'll do a little time lapse here of us assembling this, and then we'll show you the finished product.
All right, now we've got the feeder head ready. The last thing we got to do is this actually mounts to the barrel itself. So we'll get it centered up, make us our pilot holes, and then we can throw some bolts down in here. And then this will hold the actual feeder head to the funnel inside. That'll make sure everything lines up and the funnel feeds the head itself. And then the feeder head itself here will also bolt to the barrel. That way everything is secured nice and neat. So we'll go ahead and get our holes drilled and get all this mounted on there, and then we'll be ready to start throwing the legs on.
Alright guys, so like I said, now we're going to move on to the leg assembly. There's numerous amounts of ways you can do this. They have 55-gallon drum barrel bands. Those work really well. But we're actually going to use 1.5" EMT conduit. Got a small little piece here. You can see it's open throughout. We do electrical work, so we actually picked these up at Lowe's. I think they were $18 for a 10-foot stick. Of course, people are gonna like their feeders higher or lower. I can kind of tell you what we did here measurement-wise if this is something you might be interested in making. But what we did, we got a 10-foot piece of conduit, and then we come off of one end and come back 39.5 inches, and that's where we cut that off for our height of our feeder, and actually it worked out pretty good. I think it put the bottom of our feeders about 37 inches. So about 3 foot by the time a deer bends over. I think it's going to be a good height. So anyway, we're going to put these in here in our EMT bender over here, and we've actually got. Let's walk over here, Justin, so we can show them what we've got right here. Is of course we got the EMT bender, but what we did is we come back about 1 inch from the front of our shoe on our bender, and actually put a 30-degree bend in this conduit. So it actually worked out pretty good and give us a great pitch, and I think it's going to work out great. So we'll get started on this. Well, we finally got her stood up here. This one, of course, the second one always goes a little easier. We did have a little bit of trouble with the funnel. You got to get that thing perfectly squared up, and we might have got off a quarter, half inch or something, but we got a smaller piece of conduit, put it in there, and then flexed it over. And I do suggest you don't have to fasten the funnel down. But that actual funnel, the top, there's a top ring that runs around through here, and then of course it slopes down. But I do suggest putting something there to keep that funnel from shifting one way or the other, and you don't have any problems once you get it in the field. That corn, you can dump that corn in there, and that funnel's not going to shift to one side or the other. So I think that's a good thing. But I'm tickled with it.
That's what we got, guys. If it's something you guys are interested in, please leave us a thumbs up down below. We're trying to really get this channel going here. Share it for us on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, wherever. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe. We got deer season right around the corner, and we'll be putting these bad boys to use. So hopefully you'll see these out in the field, and me or Heath one taking a big, 150, 160, 170 inch deer out from under them. That's our plan, at least. You know how that works. But yeah, we're going to throw us probably a coat of camo paint, green and brown paint on these things, and then hopefully here in about a week we'll be driving them up to Ohio to install them. So we'll be sure to bring you guys along on the ride for that. But yeah, that's what we got for you today. This is how to build your own 55-gallon drum gravity feeder. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch them on the next one.
See you guys.